Hello, I'm going to build a calculator as a Limelight Production. The first thing I'll do is create a directory and open that up in a text editor. Inside our root directory, I'll create a file called props.rb. This file is loaded automatically to build the props for our scene. Now every scene has a root prop and you can access its properties like so. So it has a height of 300, width of 200 pixels, and a background color that is gray. I'm going to now open our production. Here we go. This is our production. You can see that it has a width of 200 pixels and a height of 300 pixels. That's perfect. Let's go back to our code. One thing I don't like about this is that we've got our styles inside our props file. Typically props is reserved for the structure of your scene. You can put styles in here, however I believe it's better if we remove those. Instead I'll give this prop a name of calculator. And I will create a file called styles.rb. This file is loaded automatically to build the styles for your scene. I'll create a style called calculator, and it will have all the styles that we previously set on our calculator. Now this is just Ruby code. So the syntax is a little bit different from the hash that we passed in the options in the prop screen. That should do it. Now if I refresh, our production looks exactly the same. That's perfect. I'll add another prop here, the display for our calculator. I'm going to give that some style. I want it to consume the entire width of its container and 20% of the height of its container. It'll be white. If we refresh, here we see our display, our white block there. I want to add some padding so that it doesn't touch the edge here. That's better. Now our display will contain text, so I'm going to add some text here to the display so we can style that. Okay, there's our welcome text. That doesn't look great. Let's style our text. First of all, I want it to be much bigger. I want it to be gray text. I want it to be aligned in the center of the display vertically. And I want it to be on the right side of the display, aligned. We go back here and refresh. There we go, that's much better. However, I don't want it touching the edge of the display, so again I'll add some padding. Excellent. Time to add some buttons. There are going to be 16 buttons. A button to clear the display, an equals button to calculate the sum, and all our operators and numbers, of course. There we go. We have all those props added. Now if we load it up, you can see them all here, but that's not at all how I want them to look. So let's add some styles. I want the prop that contains the buttons to consume the other 80% of the height here. On the calculator button, we're going to need several styles. First, I want a 4x4 grid, so we'll give it a width of 25%, a height of 25%. The text will be white and the background will be blue. Well, let's see how that looks. Okay, not too bad. You can see that the numbers, the labels inside the buttons are not centered. So let me center those. I'm just going to grab this text right here and just change that to center. And then all the buttons are touching, so let's add some margin. There we go. That's better. The blocky corners they look a little sharp, so let's round those off a bit. And 15 pixels ought to do it. That looks nice. And since we're rounding things off, let's round off the display as well. There, that looks nice. Well, it's time to give our calculator some behavior. Right now I can click as much as I want, but nothing happens. To give behavior to your props, you need to create some players. So I'm going to create a directory here called players. Now it is the buttons that I'd like to give behavior to. So I'm going to create a new file here called calculatorbutton.rb. Calculator button was the name of those props. Inside here I'll create a module. Automatically every prop with the name calculator button will be given the behavior of this player. Now when a prop is given this behavior, hook here, the method self.extended will get invoked. And when that happens, I want to tell the button about the display prop. So take the prop, I set its display equal to the scene.find display. So I can find displays by ID. Now in order for that to work, the display has to have an ID. There we go, now it has an ID. Going back here, we also need an attribute called display. Very good. Now we want to intercept the mouse click buttons, or the mouse click event. So if they click the C button, we want to clear the display. There you go. If they press the equal button, we want to evaluate the expression on the display. Otherwise, we just want to add the text of the current button to the display. That should do it. Since we made changes to the players, we have to restart our production. Now if I press the C button, the display should get cleared. And it does. And now we have a calculator.